All right, good evening, folks. We're going to get started. So my name is Mark Zerba. I'm the chair of the Budget Committee. I'm joined by Jennifer Strong-Rain, the school board representative, Andrew Teese, Budget Committee, and Bruce Marshall, the select board representative. Ben Canary and Bob Lynchett are on the committee, but they are unable to attend tonight. And I expect Kathy Garfield and Jeff Knight will be here soon. But we will get started nonetheless. So the way this will work, for those who've seen this before, it's pretty much the same thing. We'll start with the town budget. I'm just going to do the review, general categories of expenditures and revenues. We'll also run down through the warrant articles, and then we will open up the floor for any public comment. Once we're done with that process, we'll do the same thing with the school budget. Okay, so let's get started. You should have all grabbed packets at when you walked in. So we're going to be referencing the Town of Bow packet on page 3, where it says budget overview. So you see the categories down the left side, and then the numbers I'll be referring to is column underneath budget committee recommended. And of course, this is for the 2022-2023 proposed budget. So we have Board of Selectmen, $22,768. Town Manager, $295,881. Legal Services, $60,000. Supplements, $1,400,000. Personnel, $12,455. Patriotic Purposes, $500. Assessing, $160,300. Community Development, $465,384. Election and registrations, $16,064. Emergency management, $31,490. Facilities, $444,221. Finance, $278,762. Technology, $97,918. Town insurances, $100,428. Debt service, $1,284,216. Fire, $1,382,677. Health officer, $2,691. Heritage Commission, $1,750. Human Services, $10,127. Library, $588,826. Parks and Rec, $550,000. Police, $1,965,262. Public Works, $1,872,165. Cemeteries, $41,650. Solid Waste, $833,806. Fields Maintenance, $15,500. Town Clerk / Tax Collector, $261,357. Water, $143,071. Sewer, $197,805. So those all total up to a proposed total operating budget of $12,537,074. The warrant articles total $1,735,988 for a total gross budget of $14,273,062. On the next page, we'll look at the revenue overview. So start with taxes, $103,500. Business license and fees, $3,000. Motor vehicle fees, $2,550,000. Building permits, $85,150. Other licenses and fees, $27,150. Federal / state of New Hampshire, $630,585. Income from departments, $513,400. Other revenue, $57,500. Transfers from capital reserves, $627,988. Transfers from other funds, $56,307. Bond proceeds is $0. Water, $143,071. And sewer, $197,805. So that yields total gross revenues, $4,995,456. So appropriations less revenues gives a net appropriation amount of $606. So below that is the tax rate overview. So the net appropriations is the number I just mentioned. Additional fund balance, credit of $20,000, and then add overlay $250,000 and war service credits $237,500 yields a net taxable appropriation of $9,245,106. The net taxable valuation per 1,000 is $1,281,542, which results in a municipal tax rate of $7.22. So just quickly turn to, it's actually page 1 and 2 of the packet. We'll just run through the warrant articles. The first one is for the operating budget. Article 2 is for $568,000 for various capital reserve expenditures, as outlined. Warrant Article 6 is for $540,000 for the reconstruction and paving of town roads. Article 7 is for $174,300 for self-contained breathing apparatus for the fire department. Warrant 8 is $105,100 for the purchase of a forestry truck. And the next page, number 9, $82,000 to retrofit the surplus fire department rescue truck to make a 6-wheel dump truck and plow for the Department of Public Works. Number 10, $80,000 for the purchase of a 1-ton dump truck for the Department of Public Works. Number 11, $80,000 for renovations at the municipal building in order to relocate the community development department to the main level. Number 12, $33,700 for security monitoring equipment for the police department. And number 13, $25,000 for the renovation of the 2 main level bathrooms at the municipal building. And those are all from capital reserve funds. So that's the overview of the town budget and warrant articles. I'll open up the floor if anybody has any questions or input. All right, seeing none, we will turn to the school budget. So also you should have a school packet. We will start on what should be page 4 of the packet. At the top it says Bow School District 2022-23 revenue and tax impact estimate. And we'll be looking at the column for the proposed fiscal year 2022-23 budget. Article 2 is for the turf field project. And we'll talk a little bit about more when we get into the warrant articles. $2,450,000. Article 3 is the school district budget, including food service, $31,832,024. The BEA negotiated agreement, $497,043. The BESS negotiated agreement, $238,781. Dunbarton CIP fees deposit, the tuition is collected out of those fees, $66,965. Athletic fields and facilities deposit, which is from athletic fees, $56,000. And then the DSD buildings capital reserve fund deposit, $300,000. DSD meaning Bow School District. So projected revenues and credits, we have tuition from other students outside of Bow, $3,745,546. Earnings on investment, $7,500. Food service sales, $100,000. Student activities, athletic fees, $56,000. Other local sources, $393,634. Miscellaneous food service revenue, $11,500. School building aid, $67,290. Special education aid, $385,000. State child nutrition, $50,000. Federal child nutrition, $617,300. Medicaid distribution, $115,000. Transfer from capital reserve / expendable trust funds, $325,000. Fund balance used as voted is 0. Bond proceeds, $2,580,000. Prior year fund balance to reduce taxes, $1 million. For total revenues and credits, $9,453,770. And we have, so total appropriations less revenues, the total, I didn't mention the total appropriation figure, that's $36,055,313. So the total appropriations less revenues, $26,601,543. Additionally, we have state adequate education grant, $4,855,224, and the statewide education property tax of $1,566,630. So those credits bring the total local school taxes to be raised to $20,179,689. So the Bow assessed property value, $1,281,541,817. The assessed property without utilities, $1,180,994,717. Tax rate impact to raise $100,000 based on the Bow assessed property value is 0.078. And local school tax rate, $15.75. State school tax rate, $1.33. And that yields a total school tax rate of $17.08. So if you'll then just turn to the warrant articles. So the main ones, obviously the operating budget and the turf field project, which is being proposed this year. So Article 2 is the primary proposal for the turf field project. It's to raise and appropriate $2,400,000. That's gross budget for the design, construction, installation, and equipping of a regulation-sized multi-use artificial turf athletic field at the Bow Memorial Elementary School track field site, including field construction, lights, bleachers, and applicable site/utility work, collectively referred to herein as the basic plan project. So without reading through this verbatim, the proposal would fund it initially with $400,000 out of either available funds and then a $2 million bond. So sort of in tandem with Article 2 is Article 3, which I believe would be voted on at the same time, but will only be valid if Article 2 were to pass. Article 3 is to basically offer an additional $600,000 gross budget towards the project for the design, construction, installation, equipment of a supplemental multi-use artificial turf athletic practice field at the same location, including site/utility work, concession stand, and bathroom construction, collectively referred to herein as the supplemental plan project. So if this were to pass as well, then it would be a separate bond article of not more than $580,000. So Article 3, on the next page, Article 4, that is the operating budget. The dollar amount, $31,832,024. And this year, I'm happy to say that the Budget Committee and the school board are in agreement on the proposed budget amount. Article 5 is to vote and approve cost items, including collective bargaining agreement between the school board and the Bow Education Association, which calls for the following increases in salaries and benefits at current staffing levels over those paid in the prior year. So that shows the estimated increase for the next 3 years. Article 6 is a similar warrant, but it's for the Bow educational support staff. Also, you see the numbers for the next 3 years. Article 7 is for the Dunbarton Fees Capital Reserve Fund, for $66,965. This is similar to what we've seen in the past. Article 8 is for the Athletic Fields and Facilities Capital Reserve Fund, and these come from student activity fees. Article 9 is to put $300,000 into the Bow School District Buildings Construction Capital Reserve Fund. So there's lots of talk the last few years about renovations and projects for most particularly for the Bow Elementary School. They were able to do 2 of those projects last summer, the HVAC and roof out of existing capital reserve funds, which mostly depleted those funds. So our intent here is to start to put some more money back into those capital reserve funds. And Article 10 is not a financial matter, so the Budget Committee will not be voting on it. So that is a very quick and high-level overview of the school budget. So I will open the floor now for any questions or input from the floor. And I guess as long as everybody can hear, that's fine with me. If somebody can't hear, just raise your hand, please. And we do have microphones. Sure, thank you. I was going to let you get away with it since you offered.
Oh, that. Where's the microphone? Okay, how's that? Better?
Thank you.
All right, so Robert Lou, three-wheeler. I guess this question is directed more for Jen. Could you take us, or at least take me through how I know it says that the final order isn't set, but the first measure is a bond measure, right? So we have to keep the voting open for an hour. Is the intent to then keep going through the rest of the articles? And if one passes, then 2 is another hour we have to wait, right? Because it's another bond measure.
Yeah, hey Robert, how you doing?
Hey, how's it going?
Good. We've talked to council about this, and council's idea is that if you present 1 and 2 together, you present 2 and 3 together.
Yeah.
Everyone knows what's going on. You can vote on them at the same time with 2 different colored ballots.
Oh, okay.
It's just contingent that 2 has to pass for 3 to be considered.
Got it, okay.
And so the ballot boxes do have to remain open an hour, but you can go on to other business. The one article that Dwayne asked me to do one thing tonight, and he asked me to ask the board to move the area agreement article up to after the 2 contracts.
That was going to be my next question.
Yeah. So after the 2 contracts are done, area agreement, that's a ballot, doesn't
Yes.
have to be open for an hour. And then you have your capital reserve ones, while they're counting up the ballots, your capital reserve ones would be done.
So, thank you, because that was going to be my other question, given that it's Article 10, and it's a pretty full ballot, that I'd be concerned that people wouldn't be around for that one yet. All right, awesome, thank you.
Thank you.
If you could make your way to a microphone.
Hi, I'm Philippe Miranda from Two Abbey Road. I want to talk about the turf field and the way that is being sold. I really take exception with stating that has low impact on taxpayers just because we are taking money out of the school board fund, out of the school board budget to put into the field, and then we say, oh, we are not paying for that. Taxpayers are not paying for it. Taxpayers are paying for it. We have a $2.6 million bond being proposed that is a liability for all taxpayers. And there's no guarantee that any of the other people that are saying that we're gonna put money every year, they'll even have no money to put in. And we are still every year taking money that was coming into the school board to pay for it. So you are asking to increase what the taxpayers are paying for the school board because you are taking money out of the school board to put into the field. If you want to sell the turf field, sell it as is. This is a $3 million project that is being totally funded by both taxpayers. It's not something that, oh, money will just appear and it will pay for it. I'm not saying it's a good or a bad project. The way it is being sold is really bad, and he's trying to hide where the money is coming from.
Thank you. Just to clarify, most of it would be funded by taxpayers. Some of the organizations in town are making donations to help defray the cost.
And even those by what sort? Like the piece that's coming from the high school thing, you know, for the,
Yeah, athletic fees.
yeah, those are basically being again on the taxpayers. Because we're making the student pay double to be able to enjoy doing it. And you might even be reducing that income because certain students will not be able to afford it. So I don't think it's a good way to pay for it.
Hey, Andy Foot, 3 Logging Hill Road. In regards to the fields, has the budget committee looked at this and compared it to where we're at financially? Have they given the recommendation?
So after the meeting tonight, the budget committee will vote on all these warrant articles,
Okay.
and that's what will appear on the.
So you said earlier that they'd approved, I think it was the school budget or something, they finally agreed this year, but I didn't know.
Yeah, so we agreed on what number will appear in the warrant article for the voters to vote on
Okay,
for the operating budget.
I'd be curious to see, I mean, they're pretty much the ones that can say, yeah, financially, this is a good decision for us right now. I think someone mentioned to me that we have a bond out to do some repairs on the middle school still that we haven't executed. Is that true? We talked about an air conditioner briefly in the
Yeah, we've
room.
got,
There's still a bond at the elementary, at the middle school for a couple more years, but there's nothing, like, we don't have anything in the pipe, but we still have the one from the last time we did all the internal replacements at that building.
Do we have, I was just curious, do we have anything outstanding right now that needs to be done that we haven't executed because of withholding financing? I trust me, I would love to see a turf field, like a 2 girls who play soccer, it'd be great, but I just want to make sure we've thought about it, and is this the right thing to do? Is it the right time for us? Are we overspending? I mean, I think, trust me, I'd love to have lights, I play on a lot of nice fields with some other teams, and it's a great idea, however, let's just make sure we're making the right decision for all of our taxpayers. It's a good idea. Don't overspend it. If you can't afford it, don't put it up yet, that's all. So that, you'll vote on that. The budget committee will look at it tonight.
so, yeah, after the hearings, though, the budget committee will vote on these warrant articles and basically all the warrant articles for both the town and the school.
Okay. Well, that'd be good to hear from them, because I'm assuming they've got a better idea where we're at.
Thank you.
I have a question, Mr. Zerba.
Yes.
You only have 4 budget committee members here.
Jeff and Kathy are both on their way.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I say that, I'm assuming we will have a quorum, but it's not, we're
Oh,
wrapping.
you will, he said about 15 minutes.
Hi, Shannon Rose, 28 Bellevue Drive in Bow. So I just have a quick question. Looking at the turf field, I know we have the initial budget. Do we have maintenance and just overall year-to-year costs on top of the payments that we're gonna do to pay it off? Like, how much will it cost to maintain year after year?
So,
From what we've been told at the presentations, it would be similar to what we're already paying for maintenance on the fields that we are already maintaining. I know we have people from, sorry, I can't speak today. I know we have people here who have been part of that turf committee, so if they want to speak to that, you're welcome to give a better answer to that question if there is one.
It's not,
So
it's a
the
wash.
cost of grass and the cost of turf is dollar for dollar the same?
It is, the cost of gas for the lawnmowers, the cost of time to use it, it's a lot.
Okay.
Every 10 to 15
10 to
years,
15.
What is the cost of replacing a field?
$400,000.
So would that also, adding in the turf fields, the backfields have horrible drainage that has been, had to be maintained. Will the turf fields take into consideration the absolute horrible drainage of the fields that we have today?
I don't understand the question.
There's a lot of water, like on, say, the field hockey, there's a lot of water. So
the
are we
site,
gonna
the
have,
site work will take care of any of the drainage necessary for this new field, and this is gonna be at basically that middle school track facility. So it's gonna be addressed as that field needs. fields.
Okay. And then just kind of on that, have we taken into consideration that the kids can't drink water at the school, but we're putting in a turf field?
If you're asking about the one in particular, it is something that we have been looking at. We have it test constantly. It's coming back that the children can drink the water field at the middle school. I know they don't like the smell of it. I know they don't like the taste of it. We have had it looked at multiple times.
I appreciate that they can, but they don't. And if I have to dollar for dollar spend my money, I want my child to be able to drink water that they enjoy versus turf, not turf.
Understood.
Thanks.
One question on that. Is that 400, you're looking at that, the cost value between grass fields and when you do a pay replacement, 400,000, is that also factored?
No, that's gonna be a lump sum, you're gonna pay for a new grass.
So that wasn't factored in the $8,000 a year of the wash, maintaining turf field. Maintaining it just like day to day, but when you do a $400,000 replacement, that's above and beyond.
Yeah.
So that's something that should be kind of important. $500,000 for paying the field is, it's not factoring into the lawn all life.
No, it's not gonna be something that's gonna be done annually.
Right.
A lump sum payment, 10, 15 years.
So we have sir, go ahead.
Yeah, Dave Barr, 12 Heidi Lane. Can I ask questions about this document?
Yes. Turfield.
I'm just trying to understand the math. So the top bracket for only Article 2, annual bond payment of 215 seems to be the big number, with a tax increase of 23. And then the smaller amount, when you add that in, it almost doubles the tax impact. I'm just wondering if someone can help me understand the math.
There's already that increase on the budget of the school. The school
What?
expense.
So I just don't want to get into too much back and forth where everybody can't hear. Bryce, would you mind just responding? to that
So
question?
on the basic plan, we have a number of offsets of different sources of revenue to offset the taxpayer impact. That's why it's not so dramatic. In the preferred plan, or what you call select
Supplemental.
plan, that as of right now, the only offset is an additional payment upfront by DEC. So,
we have like a reserve of funds that we'll spend to offset that 2-point-something million.
well, it's not a reserve, but it's a number of funds that will yearly chip away at it, or it should come out to 143,000 per year. That would chip away at the 215,000 per year.
Okay.
But we don't have that 143,000 in the select fund.
Got it. Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
But we forgot to mention that money could be used on the school budget and reduce the taxpayers' liability on that.
There's no question some of that money could be used for other resources. Yeah.
There is a bond hearing next Thursday, separate from this, the budget hearing, where the only focus of the bond hearing will be the turf field. And we'll go through what the bonds are, what the payments are, and the gentleman didn't catch a meeting here, but if you look at the warrant articles, they're gross appropriated, which is what you're talking about. Those are what we're actually going to discuss. The flyer that is out there is a plan of how money could be used and so forth. And it's a plan showing different monies that are coming in from different areas. But what you're actually going to discuss and vote on is a gross appropriation, exactly what you're talking about. We can't say that a future board will do X, Y, and Z. It's gross appropriated. So you're absolutely right. The taxpayer will be on the hook for that amount of money. However, if you come to the bond hearing and you look at the materials that have been presented, there is money coming in. If we vote the area agreement in, there's a change in the capital improvement fee coming in there. And there's a lot of innovative revenue sources coming in. The timing is right as far as bond prices, as far as money coming in from other areas, as far as that field needs some work. You gotta do something up there. The place is a mess. And it's probably the best place to put a turf field as far as putting in a real community one. But if the community decides no, you're right. The money that would have gone to the turf field would be offsetting the budget or going to another area. But in the actual deliberation, that's clear. The warrant articles are gross appropriated. The flyer is about the plan going forward that is really a good plan. If you come Thursday, you'll be able to have a full vetting of it.
Any other comments? All right, seeing none, I guess we can conclude the public hearing. Thank you all for coming.
We'll need the school board together tomorrow.
Yeah, I think it's great.
We'll need the school board together.
I haven't seen it, that field needs to have something done in it.